Lacrimosa from the Requiem by Mozart. This is the most tragic movement. Interesting fact about this piece is that only the first 8 bars of this music were written by Mozart himself. The rest was completed by his colleague and student, Süssmayr. And another little anecdote that's kind of relevant here. When he wrote this piece, at least the first 8 bars, he took it to his friends who were all musicians. You know, they would sometimes play through his music, sing through his music in this case. And they did the same thing with Lacrimosa. So they sang through the first 8 bars of this music. He broke down crying, couldn't bring himself to finish it because he thought he was writing the Requiem for himself, which as it turns out he was, because he died before he could ever finish it. So that's some interesting backstory there to kind of set the stage. So here is the first bit of this piece. I'll play maybe the first 10-15 seconds, and then we'll jump in and dissect it, and I'll teach you how to play yourself. So here it is, the Lacrimosa from the Requiem by Mozart. Okay, so this is where we'll stop. Very tragic. Then we have another, I think, 4 bars, and that's up until where Mozart. Of course, I'm going to give you the whole piece, you know, everything that Mozart wrote as well as how it was completed. It's well worth playing all the way through. And this arrangement is by Thalberg, who was actually a contemporary of Liszt's. They were sort of on the same, they were thought of in the same breath, you know, they were rivals. Turns out historically, Liszt really won. Nobody remembers Thalberg, but in his time, in their time, they were both, you know, sort of neck and neck, vying for popular supremacy. All right, so yeah, let's jump into it and learn this beautiful, beautiful piece. All right, now, you have to sort of remember that this piece is like... it's written for an orchestra and for a choir, so you have to internalize that as you're learning this, right? This would be the double basses, this would be the violins, this would be something in between, violas, whatever. So all of the layers should be quite distinct, and as we go through it, I might mention what layer to sort of treat on its own and what and where sort of the groupings are, but keep in mind that this is a version for piano as arranged by Thalberg, but is meant for an orchestra. So you have to invoke that feeling as you're playing this. So everything that's happening in the right hand, those are these little violin licks. Let's have a look at the left hand first. Let's get the basics down, the skeleton of these first 2 bars. Then we'll focus on these little 2-note licks. In the left hand we have... very regular. Nothing complicated at all. So this piece is in 12/8 time. So if I was to count this, I would count all the way to 8, and each beat is tantamount to 3 of these counts. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, and we had 4 groups of 3, that equals 12. So if I was to count all of the bar as it's written, and this is what I'm going to do from here on in, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's what you can expect. Notes and fingering first. We begin with octave Ds in the bottom, then 4-2. Immediately adjacent to that, 5-3, 3-1. Notice that the thumb is on a black note here, so you don't want to be twisting your hand to reach it. Just have the middle finger here slide up the G, so that you can comfortably reach that C sharp. Right. In fact, when you come to the very first F and A, probably a good idea to play fairly up the key so that you don't have to do any extra movements thereafter. See? Moving on. 4, 2, 1. Next. 5, 4, 2, 1. Half diminished chord. Next. 5, 2, 1. And the final chord. 5, 3, and 1. So make sure you can string all of those. With counts, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are your first 2 bars. Take your time with this. Don't rush it. Make sure your left hand is very well learned so you can focus all your movements and all your attention on the right hand, which is as follows. So 2, 3 to start, C sharp to D, and then A to B flat, back down to where you started, just reverse rolls, D to C sharp now, and 4 to 3. So one more time. Moving on to the next bar. 2 to 5. Scooch over just a little. 4, 2. Next, scooch over just a little. 2, 3. And the final one. 5 to 2. So have all of those learned, and then when you put them together, everything that is said, all the counts, 1 through 12, something is happening. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Next bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very regular. The hands take turns playing left, right, right, left, right, right, left, all throughout. So very straightforward beginning. And with the pedaling, what I would recommend is a new pedal for every group of 3. So 1, 2, 3, change, 5, 6, change, and so on and so forth. So each time the left hand plays a little chord, we have a new pedal. I think that'll work best. When you're playing these little licks here in the right hand, obviously what's happening here is Mozart is creating a dissonance that resolves on each of these little groups of 3. Each one wants to go somewhere. So the first one is a little louder, so a little bit heavy, not too heavy, it's all quiet, and then release. So it should feel like you're sinking into the first note and then gently lifting, floating, releasing by lifting gently your wrist. So down, down, up. That'll give it that really smooth finish for every one of these groups. Down, down, left, left, down, left, so on and so forth. That'll make it much, much more musical. Okay, then we get into the theme proper. Now, what you'll notice is as I'm playing this, the melody is embedded amongst all of the notes. And you have to really bring that out. It's the A. You see? I'm quite deliberate on those melodic notes. And that's what we're going to be covering in the next part of the tutorial. So what I'll do, because as written, we actually have 3 lines to cover. We have the bass, we have the middle, which is like the harmony from the voices that are sung in a choir, and we have those little licks above, right? All of that which needs to be really taken care of. And I'm going to show you how to layer this properly so it makes it easy to learn. All right, so if you'd like to finish off this tutorial, just start a little membership, trial membership. You'll have 7 or 14 days to give it a go. If you like it, stick around. I'm happy to help out as you're learning this piece. If not, no hard feelings. It's completely, you won't be charged a cent. But yeah, the full library, including this full tutorial series, the sheet music for this as well, if you're comfortable with reading. And also I'm there to help out. Okay, so I'll see you in the next part of the tutorial. Yeah, let's keep on going into the melodic part. See you in just a bit.